Hey everyone, welcome back to the Porch Reality. Today we are here looking over the Survivor 47 cast. This is the first live stream I'm doing. Hopefully it works out because I have been having a few internet problems tonight, but just hope I can get through this. Please. Um, anyways, I was planning on going over Big Brother 26 as well on this live stream, but I don't know if my internet will make it that long. So we're just going to go over the Survivor cast. I have all 18 people, and I do have their bios pulled up on my phone. So, yeah. Let me actually get my YouTube pulled up on this phone so I can see if there's any comments. Sorry I haven't been posting for a long time. I just haven't really had time to set up everything and all that. So, and just lacked motivation, to be honest. So, yeah. You see? Alright, let's get to the first person. First, we have Andy RealiTea. He's 31. He's from Buffalo, New York. His current residence is Buffalo, New York. Or Brooklyn, New York, sorry. And he's an AI research assistant. And according to Mike Bloom on the RHAP podcast, he is on the Gato tribe. Let me pull up his bio real quick. Okay. First has a little blurb at the top. Andy is a grad student studying for his master's in AI through machine learning, but in talking with the 31-year-old, it's clear his intelligence about the game is far from artificial. Andy has a clear love for reality TV and social strategy. He hopes to charm and disarm like some of his favorite players across multiple shows and countries. His super fandom has even got him involved with the ever-growing Survivor podcast community, which led to him seeing a familiar face in the pregame, and perhaps his first ally of the season. We'll get into her in a few minutes. Oh, where'd it go? Okay. So when asked, the 3 words to describe him would be frantic, warm, and creative. Why do you want to be part of Survivor? Playing Survivor has been a dream and a source of motivation for the last decade of my life. I don't think my life makes as much sense if it didn't include ultimately playing. I'm so ready to scratch this itch and transition my role in this weird ecosystem from superfan to player. Okay. Then, what's one life experience you feel has prepared you for the game? Can I say this casting process itself? It was a finalist last circle, and it was a very emotional challenge to get so close and not know if I would ever get another shot. But I made the best decision possible. I gave myself back to my life, lived my fullest, most substantial year so far. I threw it in my education, my career, got to know myself in deeper ways, and I fell in love with my amazing girlfriend Shannon. Okay. Which previous player do you identify with the most? Who do you think you'll play like the most? I identify most with Yul Kwan. I think that's who he's talking about. Sorry. I just saw Yul and I don't know. Wow, flattering myself. For being a triple threat Goliath and truly inspirational Asian representation, I think I'll play most like Emmer. If he didn't win, I think he demonstrated the optimal, most respectable blueprint for a good new era game, prioritizing social capital, information, and options in a way that sustains a manageable threat level. Okay. Also, sorry if I cut out at any point because my internet's still being a little weird. I hope it doesn't. Okay. Let's get back to his bios. Questions. What will you value in an alliance partner? I want someone who is not willing to win at all. Wait. I want someone who's not willing to win at all costs and that's susceptible to their true loyalty. I need this person to want to take me to the end, even if they're not sure they can beat me. This can either be some moral compass they bring into the game, or because they love me that much. Favorite hobbies. Minesweeper, road trips even though I can't drive, and being a K-pop stan. Pet peeves. Grammar, I don't think I can say that word. In linguistics, we call them prescriptivites. Sorry if I mispronounced that. People who walk around directly behind me, and cherry-picked statistics. Okay. What is the accomplishment you are most proud of? Leaving my data analyst job in a big tech to get my master's in a field of AI that I'm very passionate about. During my studies, I got a research paper published as a first author, and onward for outlasting achievement in computational linguistics. Okay. A few more questions and we'll be done with Andy. What is something we would never know from looking at you? I come across as very carefree, but underneath is an extremely intense, constant, and often excessive amount of hyperactive thinking. I'm able to overthink how to tie my own shoes. In a game, I'll focus a lot of energy towards taking deep breaths and trusting my instincts. Who's your biggest inspiration and why? My maternal grandfather for serving in World War II and for being one of the few Democrats on either side of my family. Why will you be the sole survivor? I feel like I'm two good players smushed into one. My two great powers are my ability to charm and disarm people from all walks of life, and my ability to crunch numbers in a pinch. I'm confident I can always find the right vote split or plurality option, and I can use my social bonds to execute it. Okay, so that's Andy RealiTea. I really like him. I hope he does well. He has some pretty good answers for his bio questions. Anyways, let's get to the next person. Annika Dar. I think that's how it's pronounced. Sorry if I mispronounced her name. She's 26 from Santa Rosa, California. She currently lives in Los Angeles, California, and she's a marketing manager. And she is also on Gata. So let's get to her bio. 7 years ago, Annika and her family tragically lost everything in California Tube's wildfire. But the 26-year-old feels the experience mentally prepared her to handle the deprivation of survivor, going from surviving fires to building them. A manager of finance and operations, Annika is used to crunching the numbers, behind the scenes, and she creds herself as the one usually calling the shots among her friend group. As project manager, who has done her share of SWOT analysis, she knows how much the leadership can work against her. What are your 3 words to describe you? Exuberant, curious, and calculated. Why do you want to be a part of Survivor? Being on Survivor's an instinctual need of mine. From the very first episode I watched in season 28, I immediately Googled how to apply for Survivor. I truly believe that Survivor is the most epic game to exist, challenging my human body, both mentally and physically. I want the challenge. I believe I can win this game, and I can't wait to see how it plays out. What's one life experience that has prepared you for the game? My whole life is made up of moments that prepare me for Survivor. One very impactful experience to note is when I unexpectedly lost my family home and all important mementos saved to the Tubbs, California wildfire. The most important thing is that my family thankfully got out alive. During this time, there was no place to call home, and I learned how to live with nothing, therefore mentally preparing me for the life on the island. Okay. Which previous player do you identify with the most? Who do you think you'll play most like? In my day-to-day, I have a tendency to be blunt, straightforward like Queen Sandra, and I think I can persuade people, like Queen Parvati. However, I think I'll play most like Queen Sarah in season 35, Game Changers. Someone who's socially aligned with most players, someone who's able. Wait, good grief. Sorry, I'm reading a lot here and keep getting mixed up. Someone who people will trust, who will get advantages in the game, and someone who is able to deflect being a threat to others. What will you value in an alliance partner? Who I choose to align with is purely based on my gut feeling and intuition. With that being said, I will value someone who is interested in cooperating to pool our information together. Someone who is considerate to share information with me, even if I have to vote differently. Obviously, someone who I can trust. Oh, sorry, I thought that was another question because it wasn't bold. Obviously, someone who I can trust and respect. Okay, favorite hobbies: dancing, specifically to hip hop. Ceramics, throwing on the wall, cooking for people I love, gardening and being a plant mom, yoga and meditation. Pet peeves: when people leave the water running, people who are spatially aware in crowded places, and slow drivers in the left lane. Okay, that makes sense. What is the accomplishment you are most proud of? Genuinely getting cast on Survivor. That's not an easy feat, with a lot of barriers to entry, more applicants than any job I've gotten. Less than 1,000 people can say they've played this specific game. That's a small community in the grand scheme of things. So I am very honored and incredibly proud of myself for achieving this dream of mine. What is something we would never know from looking at you? I absolutely love to sing. Anytime, any place. However, I am painfully tone deaf. All to say, it doesn't stop me from being the first volunteer at karaoke. I'm not afraid to embarrass myself if I'm having a good time. Who is your biggest inspiration and why? My mom is my biggest inspiration in my life. I watched her endure very difficult life challenges with absolute courage and kindness. She is the strongest person I know, while also being the most empathetic person I know. She is never one to judge anyone or any situation. Where did it go? That don't make sense. Sorry about that. My thing just cut. Like the bios. Oh, I need to reload the page. Not sure. Where was I? Biggest inspiration? I think. Anyways, I think I got all that. Why will you be the sole survivor? I'm a all-star. Wait, I'm an all-around player. I'm an extrovert who can also listen and remember very well. I can get people to open up about themselves comfortably. Strategically, I will make my small moves, such as keeping camp clean, looking natural when I'm actually putting in the work. When I make big moves, I won't boast about them. I'm flexible and can adapt to various scenarios in life. Two skills necessary in this game. I'm a natural problem solver, and I'm no challenge beast, but I do love a good puzzle. I am able to manipulate and deceive with a smile on my face. However, overall, and most importantly, I believe in my intuition. I will outwit, outplay, and outlast my competitors. Okay, that's Annika. Annika is pretty good. I don't really see her winning, to be honest. Maybe Jury. I think Jury would be like the spot for her. But yeah, I think she'll definitely make Jury. I do not think she'll make it far into the game. Like mid Jury, early Jury. I don't know. I don't really see her going way or all the way. Okay. Next, someone that I'm very familiar with, Aisha Welch. Aisha is 32. She's from DeSoto, Texas. Currently lives in Houston. She's an IT consultant, and she's a podcaster on Rob Has a Podcast. I love Rob Has a Podcast, and I love Aisha. I'm so happy to see her here. And she was on the Lavo Tribe. Okay, let me plug in my phone real quick. It's not happy with me. Okay, let me see if I can load it now. Aisha Welsh. I'm absolutely blindsided seeing Aisha Welsh in front of me during my Survivor 47 preseason interviews. Full disclosure, she and I have worked together for years, talking reality TV, including Survivor on Rob Has a Podcast. I'm reading Mike Bloom's interviews, by the way. I'm not the one talking about it. And the senior consultant has made the leap from behind the mic to show she can walk the walk after plenty of talking the talk. But the 32-year-old isn't relying on her knowledge of the game to succeed. She prides herself in relationship building, dealt curiosity, and the first bond she plans to build, finding an on-island brother among the men who are stonewalling her in a preseason. Okay. 3 words to describe her: overachiever, unique, and joyful. Why do you want to be on Survivor? I've watched Survivor since I was 12. My mom started watching season 1, so she put me on. I've always thought Survivor was hard, but I've reached the point in my life where I've accomplished a lot personally, and I'm ready for my next big challenge. Not only is this my dream, but also my family's too. It was one life experience that's prepared you for the game. In 2017, Hurricane Harvey hit Houston. My apartment got above 1 foot of water, ruining so many of my belongings and furniture. My dad drove down from Dallas, and I had to walk through the waist-deep water at night to go get him. The water had snakes and all kinds of creatures. That night showed me that I can do anything I set my mind to. Which previous players do you identify with the most? I identify the most with Suri because of her ability to use personality to connect with so many people. Excuse me. I plan to use my ability to form relationships to make sure people genuinely like me without thinking it's strategy. So I plan to have a social game with like Suri, with the physicality of Natalie Anderson. I lost 10 pounds of fat and gained 5 pounds of muscle in preparation for Survivor by strength training. What do you value most in an alliance partner? Blind loyalty. I love to be loyal to me without realizing that I'm a threat to win. Too many people lately have been blindsided by their ally. I want an ally who is too loyal to even consider betrayal. Favorite hobbies? Do I like escape rooms, playing basketball, long walks with my dogs, watching TV? Yes, that's a hobby. I consider that a hobby too. Walking out, drinking cider at a cidery, or wine at a winery. Pet peeves: people who are loud in quiet places. People who chew to the point where you can identify what part of the meal they're on. People who don't listen. People who oppose the idea of that dogs can be like someone's children. Okay. What's the accomplishment you're most proud of? I bought my first house all on my own at 29. I always thought I'd wait until I was married for that type of investment, but I had the means and I went for it. I had to make sure I had enough space for Pepper and Cinnamon to run around. They're my dogs and I call them my Spice Girls. Alright. What is something we would never know looking at you? I'm super competitive. If the objective is to win, my goal is to win. I don't care if it's trivia on Facebook Messenger with my 7-year-old goddaughter. I even broke up with an ex because I beat him 1v1 in basketball and he threw a temper tantrum. Who is your biggest inspiration in life and why? My mom, she has a gastric bypass surgery where she lost 150 pounds after constant exercise post-surgery. She has kept it off for 15 years. She had a kidney transplant after being on dialysis for 6 years. She's the embodiment of overcoming no matter what you go through. Why will you be the sole survivor? I believe I will be underestimated. I will use my social game to push me through while unveiling my competitiveness when it matters the most. Then at Final Tribal Council, I will be able to clearly articulate my strategy to get there. Okay. So we are on the next person. Caroline Vidmar. Caroline is 27. She's from Palos Verdes, California, and she's from Chicago. She's a strategy consultant. Let's get into her bio. I'm not going to read the little blurb anymore because I think that takes too much time, and it basically goes over that in the interview as well. 3 words to describe you: adventurous, enthusiastic, and supportive. Why do you want to be part of Survivor? It's been my dream to be on Survivor since I was 5 years old. When I was younger, I loved watching Survivor and seeing how happy people were when they won a challenge. And as I grew older and began to understand how grueling and tough Survivor is, the more I fell in love with the show. Watching survivors who were down on their luck still fight, preserve, and even thrive taught me the power of resilience. And now I'm ready to put my resilience to the test and play the most epic game there is. What's one life experience has prepared you for the game? The day after my final Survivor interview, I flew to Chile to backpack the Patagonia W trek. It was fantastic endurance training. Which previous players do you identify with the most? Who do you think you'll play like the most? I resonate with Tori from season 42 and Emily from season 45. I love their honest takes, and though they're with the dynamic are the ones that actually last and dominate the game. Favorite hobbies? trying new foods while traveling, biking along the Lakeshore Drive in Chicago, hosting game show themed competitions. Some of my favorites are chopped cooking contests, hot one spicy nugget challenges, and Amazing Grace themed scavenger hunts. Pet peeves: incompetency, loud chewers, people who ask you to complete something by a deadline and then send a follow up before the deadline. What is something we would never know by looking at you? I grew up playing a ton of water sports, including water polo, swimming, kiteboarding, surfing, and scuba diving. Who's your biggest inspiration? I have three biggest inspirations. My dad is the master of making people feel special, and he'll show me that one of the most meaningful things you can do in life is help someone feel heard. My brother is the biggest human I know, and constantly inspiring me to be a better person. And it's a good thing he's not in Fiji. That's not the energy I'm trying to channel. My mom is a hero, and she goes above and beyond for the people she cares about.